I look at the death of the middle class as a screaming tragedy that is going to end in continually escalating violence. You and I are recording this a day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And that's coming after the assassinations in Minnesota, and coming after the attempts on President Trump. So when I really try to get to cause and effect, I always come back to the economics of the situation. And when people feel like they're making economic progress, when things feel stable, to your point, when they feel like they're going to be making more money in a year than they are today, when they feel like their kids will make more money at, the same age than they do, everybody, certainly in the Western world, that all just feels good. Not that you can't have, I'll call religious-based ideological conflicts that can create problems like the IRA in the UK, but for the most part, when economics are working, everything else settles down. Mechanistically, what hollowed out the middle class in America, from where I'm sitting, is very obvious. And it is that you're in a high inflationary environment because the government does not balance its budget. And so every year, the government is going to do a stealth tax in the form of inflation. That inflation puts you in a position where if you don't own assets, then you're going to get yanked down into poverty. If you do own assets, you're going to get pulled up into the upper class. And so the middle class gets hollowed out in a very knowable way because young people are not able to get into the only asset class that they understand intuitively, namely property. It creates this spiral effect of, I'm never going to be able to get ahead. There's some of the depression that you were talking about, I think, is specifically tied to that. There's a sense they're not going to be able to make progress. I don't think people feel good about their lives if they don't feel like they're making progress on a dimension. Okay, so that is how the middle class is being hollowed out. And now, as the greatest meteorite like strike in terms of a shock to the economy is going to be AI outperforming us on everything, and companies being able to scale without the need for employees, human employees anyway. And so we'll get to the meaning and purpose of it all, because I do think that ultimately becomes the most important question. But I first want to deal with just the raw shock to the economy and what the transitional moment is going to be like. Looking at GDP might say everything is fine, but I think we're going to see increased violence. Now, it will come in the form of, this is all about politics, but it's not, for reasons that I just laid out, don't think it's actually about politics.